Self-expression, especially through art, brings with it fulfillment and happiness is what we saw on the faces of the children taking part in the Istanbul Children and Youth Biennial. We're now joined in the studio by artist and the Biennial's art director, Maria Cezar. Hello and welcome.
Thank you.
As an artist, you draw a lot of inspiration from nature and tend to use a lot of natural materials. Tell us why nature is supremely important to you.
I see a lot of symbolism in art. I see the cycle of life, which goes faster. The things that are happening, the seasons that are changing are going faster. So you can observe actually birth and life and death more easily. And all the things that are happening in between. It is always a big amazement for me of how things are gripping into each other. The things that you can see happening there, I can see in our human life as well. And we are a part of it, so that's why it keeps on amazing me and it keeps on fascinating me.
Yes. The fourth Istanbul Children, Youth and Art Biennial is taking place. We tend to see what children make, not as art, but more as play. Is that fair, do you think?
I think it's a very nice thing that you brought this up, because art and play are actually so much the same thing. You just had a program about Okay Temiz.
Yes.
And he, if you watched that, you could see how playful he is in his career and how he's always discovering new things. And
Definitely.
I think when kids are playing, they're actually learning a lot and they're discovering things. And an artist, when they're working in their studio or outside of their studio, whatever, they're playing. They are also playing. So art and play is extremely much intertwined, you can say. I think, where does it stop? Where does play stop and where does art begin? Sometimes it's difficult to say.
That's great. Well, this year's theme is Wake Up Cool and, what was it? Wake Up Cool, Good Morning. Tell us about that theme.
When we thought of this theme, we actually wanted the participants to start thinking what concerns them and what they want to share with others. So it's not really the result that we were so interested in. We are very interested in the process of thinking and discovering what is something that's important to them, and then how to share it with others, in which way. And we would like to let them discover that art is a way of thinking. It's also a thinking process and a sharing process. And of course, this can be done in many different ways. And sometimes it's done better and sometimes it's not as good. But like this, they both learn how to appreciate other art, but also how to appreciate that something that they think is never wrong. And it can be, the same thing can be interpreted in a different way, and that's right as well. So we hope to achieve people that are creative and also appreciate other people's creations and other people's ideas. So it's a form of democracy, actually, like that.
Wow. Well, following this wake-up call, what are some of the questions you hope children and adults will ask themselves?
Yes. There were very, very many social problems. Social awareness is very, very big within the youngsters. When you go around in the exhibition, you'll see that many of them are extremely concerned about ecology. They are very concerned about the way that they have to live in cities and that they cannot go out enough. And they're all interpreting it in different ways. There's the social awareness, for instance. There's a group of children that is reading stories on iPad so that they can share those stories with children that are sick in the hospital, for instance. And as you saw, we have been doing workshops for Syrian children also, where we were talking about the human rights with them. And in that particular piece that you saw, we were talking about the kids with the right to play. And we let them draw what they like to play, what they miss to play, and what they enjoy to play. So it's always a process of becoming aware of something. And that's actually what this whole biennial is about. Become aware of your passions, become aware of what you're thinking about, become aware of the other person's passions as well, not only for you, but what are the other people that are participating in this biennial as well, what do they think is important?
Some very positive messages there. Thank you, Maria Cezar.